What is good, ladies and gents, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. Minions Assemble. It's your boy Trustmall. Today, it's a little bit of a different video. I'm here with a new friend. This is Tom Herdman. Tom is going to be basically one of my new cameramen for for the Just Mo show and possible interviews that I have got coming up in relation to the Just Mo show, and of course the event that is the Pop Punk Night at Cloud9 that my good friend Edward Wright, he's basically organised the event and I'm hosting, and Tom here has agreed to come in and basically help your boy out with the camera and the tech, etc. So Tom, thank you ever so much first and foremost. I am going to put my green screen on. I've had the chance to clean up lately, so so Tom, first things first. Um, Thank you ever so much for agreeing to help. The main important thing is to basically kind of give people the heads up of what is generally happening. Like, there's so much on my end that's happening. Like, there's Tom knows a fair bit of what I've got coming up, and he's very surprised. So we have got an awful lot going on. We have got an awful lot going on, and yeah. So Tom, what was your first instinct to reach out to me? Why did you want help?
Edward Wright messaged me first and said, thanks for helping out at the event of Just Small and you. I thought, yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot. Do it for my YouTube channel. We've got a YouTube channel. See if we both can get more views, more subscribers.
Yeah, because the whole point of the Just Small show is something a lot more. Because the end product that I want for the Just Small show is that it's hosted every weekend at Cloud9, and it's not going to be just me a part of events. Like, it's an event of itself. The Just Small show is just going to be an event on its own. Eventually, once we've built it, once we've proved to Simon, because Simon, who is the owner of Cloud9, to those of you that don't know, he's basically, I've met Simon and he loves my ideas for the Just Mo show. He's completely in my corner. He wants this to succeed. The only issues that we have is, are the people of Barrow going to get behind it? And a couple of other questions that we've got, like small concerns. But from where I sit right now, I would say I'm probably in the realm of, well, he's got the things there ready and waiting. So all he needs now is just that one more, just to, just to take him, basically, just to take him off for it. Uh, there is so much that we want to talk about because uh, there's been a little bit of confusion from Tom's end because he believed that we were getting paid straight away, which we're not. We're not getting paid straight away. That is something that's going to be coming a little bit further down the line, and that's why I said if this is something that you're willing to put your all in, you want to get behind this because this is a brand. This is a brand that we're building. This isn't just instant success Tommy Tate bullcrap or Tommy Tate, like freaking Andrew Tate bullshit. This is We're building it from the ground up. This ain't top G shit or nothing like that. We're building it from the ground up, and I have experience of that before because I did a podcast. So the podcast, I stepped away because my mental health was all over the spot. My mental health still isn't great to this day, let's be honest. But um, I stepped away from the podcast, and then lo and behold, I was away for about 9 or 10 months, and it came to about 4 months before they stopped, and I said I can see them quitting this soon. I can see them stopping because the heart's not in it anymore. I was looking to come back in the summer for the podcast, but I do see it as a bit of a blessing that they stepped away. I see it as them going, do you know what? They've stepped away. They have stepped away, I know I can do my own shit. I could do my original ideas that I had for the podcast, because the podcast wasn't supposed to be the podcast. It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be the Just Mo show. That's what it was supposed to be. But I brought those guys involved because they were my close friends. Before we knew it, we had the Mall Bros podcast that became the JMB podcast and the JBK podcast. And basically, I pretty much brought in each lad at a time. I first brought Ben in, then a couple of months later, I brought Kia in, and then the last member is about another month or two later, I brought Josh in. So when they stepped away, it was a bit of a gut punch, but everything turns out for the better because now I'm off doing, I would say, bigger things to what I was going to be doing with the podcast. And of course, what we're doing hopefully soon with a band called The Amber List. I could potentially be having an interview with those guys, which would be amazing. And then, of course, that'll be us getting ready for June the 30th, where myself and you'll probably see myself and Tom, as Tom's going to be the cameraman whilst I'm walking around, etc. And he's going to be in control of the tech whilst I'm having a sit down interview with some of the bands on the night. There's an awful lot that I want to accomplish because the interview that we have with the Amber List, potential interview with the Amber List, basically what Ed has told me that the Amber List are quite sought after. Like a lot of radio stations want to have interviews with them and they snub them all. Basically in a manner of sense. And Ed has had a chat with him and he said, "Oh, I've got a guy that is doing his own thing. He's going to do a talk show eventually and does interviews, etc. He puts it all on YouTube." And they said, "Yeah, we'll do that." So we'd be more than happy to talk to him. And so I am now just waiting for a reply from the Amber List to hopefully uh, get an interview sorted with them. And of that interview, sound bites from that interview will be put, if it's good enough, will be put on to what is it, Rock FM state radio station. So yeah, I might be able to hear you a bit more now. There we go. So basically, there is a lot that I want to do. Um, I'm trying to build a brand and a legacy to leave behind, but the brand, which is just more, which is who I am, uh, that's kind of what I'm doing, because I've had issues in the past for it. Uh, Being friends with, I I would say some of them were a bit of the wrong sort. I've had one or two, and I learnt from the best basically. I learnt, I had Simon in my corner going, "No, keep an eye on them, keep an eye on them." I even had a couple of family members and other close friends say, "Be cautious with this one." Yeah, so I'm just trying to build something that the people of Barrow, which is mine and Tom's hometown, something that they can get behind for the first time in a very very long time, is to get behind something that they never expected to. So that's my main goal, is try and get behind, one of their own local guy trying to make his dreams come true, and that's about it. And then he's got weekly entertainment, which is live from Cloud9. Can't ask for much more. So eventually, that's the end goal. That's where I would like to get to. But right now, we got to put in the work, and like I said, we are working with Edward Wright. Ed and I have got a very good working relationship. He he's more than willing to help me out. He's been amazing. He wants to see me thrive. He wants to see me succeed. He actually was at the lounge when we first started with the podcast there, because that was the original home for the podcast, and he liked our podcast. He really really liked our podcast, and he liked what I was doing on YouTube, etc. And so when I said that I wanted to do the talk show, etc., he was like, "Hell yeah, I'll get you involved in the events." And then boom, we're now here. So what would you say is your end goal through all of this? Is it just subscribers?
Nah, to do it in the future as well. Do some more events like this with you guys. How about maybe more in the future? If it does well on my channel and yours, we'll keep doing. We'll do it again.
Yes, because I will be walking around with a microphone. I will be walking around with a microphone with Tom following, with a camera, and it will be recorded, etc., for YouTube. Um, yeah, so if you want to come on over to us and have a chat about how you think the event's going, how you thought some of the bands that have performed are, etc., or whatever else. Keep it PG, please. Keep it PG. Because I know people of Barrow and Furness, and if they see a camera and a guy with a microphone, oh, they're gonna have some fun. I know my town. I know my people. I know what this town is like, and that's what they're like. They will take the utter mick. So we have got Green Day's event that's coming in June, 30th of June. Uh, you've got Green Day that are performing. You've got Red Hot Chili Peppers that are performing. Blink 182. These are the actual bands, by the way. These are tribute bands. They're tribute bands. But what I actually have got some breaking news. So Tom doesn't know this. Even Tom doesn't know this. So basically, Ed is working on two other bands for next year.
Told me yesterday.
Eh?
Told me yesterday.
Not this one. Not this one. So basically, there are two bands that Ed's working on for next year. Uh, Tom's told me that Ed's told me, sorry, that I can say it, and he is working on two big bands, and they are Slipknot and Evanescence.
I've never heard of them.
How have you never heard of Evanescence or Slipknot? Evanescence, bring me back to life.
No,
So basically, to those of you that have heard those bands before, Evanescence and Slipknot, hopefully we're lucky to try and bring them to Barrow next year. And I will be there if that is the case. I said, give me a few free tickets, and I will get them out for you. Trust me, you would sell out if you were able to get those guys here to Barrow and Furnace. You would. You'd sell out. They're massively well-known bands, very, very well-known. My childhood was literally to bring me to life, and a little bit of Slipknot here and there, but Slipknot wasn't massively for me. Evanescence was a bit more of myself. So that is something that we are working on for next year. Oh, well, Ed's working on it for next year. We have got only 10 minutes left, so we will have to give this another 5 minutes and then we're done. But yeah, the 30th of June is going to be an amazing event, and then of course you've got another event which is the month after on the 29th of July, which is the Festalovia event. So it's a festival, but it's at Cloud9. It's at Cloud9 again. And so basically, that's where the Amber List are going to be performing. That's when the Amber List are performing. The Amber List are wanting to do the interview a little bit sooner, so they're probably going to reach out and they're probably going to go, right, well, we'll do the interview, say, the day before either the event, so that they're actually here in Barrow, or they might want to do it a month earlier, so that when they come to Barrow, they don't have to worry about it. But we'll have to wait and see when the Amber List do reach back out to me for that. I don't know about any of the other bands for the Festivalovia event, but I do know that there are some big names for the festivals. There are some big names, including the Amber List, and there's a few other big names. Uh, Green Days, which is the pop punk night, Cloud9. They've got a fair few local bands. Like I said, you've got your Green Day, you've got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink 182. These are cover band. No, I wouldn't say cover bands. Well, yeah, the tribute acts, the tribute bands, and it's going to be one hell of a night. It's going to be one hell of a night, and some of the bands that are going to be performing on the night, they've actually had the honour of supporting the likes of such of like the Stone Roses, etc. So they're very, very good. So do not miss this event because it's going to be one hell of an amazing event for you all to enjoy, basically.
How many tickets have we sold so far?
I think they said that they've sold about 30, maybe 40. So there's 200 limited seats as well. Only 200 seats, and I've got two free tickets for you all to grab, and the winner will be announced on the 31st of May. Or the 1st of June. I'll have a chat with Ed because I think that they stopped selling the tickets very soon. I think they stopped selling the tickets.
So big, huh?
Well, it's in Manchester. Manchester's not down south. 63 hours away.
Uh,
Eastbourne's a little bit further down. Eastbourne's Eastbourne's a little bit further down.
yeah, some of them may come actually. If this video goes up tonight, my channel. Do you think you can go to my channel tonight? This video.
I will see what I can do because I'm gonna need to edit. So I've got to do two videos. So I got to do the actual version. And I've got to trim some stuff down.
Do anything.
So, like I said, folks, that is it for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to keep your eyes out on both my own YouTube channel and Tom's. Tom's channel will be linked in the description below for you all to go and check him out as well. Please do not hesitate to subscribe, like, comment. You know the gist by now. Minions, you already know this whole shebang, but this is for anyone that's new. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Thank you, Tom, for joining me for this little discussion in regards to the Pop Punk Night event at Cloud9 and, of course, the other things that we have got coming up, hopefully very, very soon, including the interview with the Ambulist. I'm still hoping. I'm still holding out on a prayer. But thank you all ever so much for watching. We will see you next time. And also, we will see you at Cloud9 on the 30th of June. Thank you ever so much for watching. This is your boy, Just Mol. That's Tom Herdman. We'll see you all next time. Take care and peace.